Hello, this is Kevin Mullis, the Malden Police Chief. I'm here to give you an overview of some public safety events that have taken place in the city recently. I want to begin immediately by giving you some information about an update on two fugitives that were taken into custody recently in Los Angeles. Two people who have been wanted in connection with a fatal shooting that took place in Malden on March 2nd, 2019. Yahia Mastori and Joshua Espada were taken back to Malden last night by detectives who had flown out to Los Angeles where these two fugitives had been taken into custody. They were brought back to Malden late last night, booked here, and arraigned in Malden District Court this morning for charges related to that fatal shooting which took place back in March. I want to let you know that Yahia Mastori has been held without bail, and the co-defendant Joshua Espada has been held on high bail with conditions should he be released. I want to point out over the past week that we had an incident of a high-risk domestic violence incident. I only want to point that out because in the aftermath of the incident, detectives prioritized pursuit of the suspect and locating him. As a result of that prioritized investigation, the suspect was subsequently taken into custody, booked, where he faces charge in Malden District Court. I point that out because I want to make people aware that the Malden Police Department, like many police departments, has a very forward-thinking approach to domestic violence. We have an officer, Detective Elijah McNeil, who is assigned to family services, and in addition, we have a great partnership with an organization called Respond, which provides support services to victims of domestic violence to help them through this process, help them become aware of their rights, to help support them during this vulnerable period of their life. I want to point out an incident that happened yesterday near the Ferryway School. Three very alert fourth grade students were walking to school and they encountered a male who they described as using violent language, who may have been brandishing a weapon. Police immediately responded to the area, interviewed the children involved, got some information. Detectives placed a high priority on this, did an investigation in the area, located some surveillance video to give us a better idea about what happened. Increased patrols were conducted in the area, and later on that afternoon, police were able to locate this suspect in the area of the skate park, and he was taken into custody for a number of charges involving possession of a weapon and disorderly behavior. So that was a very good example of students seeing something, saying something, reporting it to their school. The school is a great partner of ours in the attempt to provide a safe environment for students coming to school, going home from school, and when they are in school. This was a great example of a collaborative effort by the police and the schools, which ended up in a good, favorable result. That suspect also went to Malden Court this morning. From our understanding of his background, he is homeless and will be undergoing some type of mental health evaluation. I want to point out that Memorial Day is coming up this Monday, May 27th, and I also want to say that to lead the way to Memorial Day, we had the honor and privilege of hosting the Wounded Veterans Motorcycle Ride this past weekend, where thousands of riders came into our city in order to honor and support wounded veterans who have served their country honorably and carry with them the burdens of wounds, but still doing it with a heroic example of all to witness and know that we can overcome all challenges and obstacles. Included in the five this year was a particularly outstanding individual who has received great deserved recognition throughout his life in the aftermath of his being wounded after serving 10 combat tours. Corey Remsburg, Army Ranger, is one of the most outstanding people you would ever want to meet or ever want to know about. His life and his example have touched many people, including the President of the United States, who mentioned him in the State of the Union address. Corey was here on Sunday during the events, and I got to speak with him and speak to his dad. And they had mentioned to me in Arizona, where they live, Corey had been made an honorary deputy sheriff. So with that in mind, on the day of the event, Corey Remsburg honored us by being sworn in as a member of the Malden Police Department and being included in our official roster for that day. I want to thank Corey for the inspiring example that he gives and for joining us in our service that day. This year, the Grand Marshal for the Memorial Day Parade in Malden is Herbert Bob Goodwin from Edgeworth. For a period of his life, he was in Korea. And Bob fought in many battles, and he has 3 battle stars. And he's also the proud father of retired Malden Police Sergeant Mike Goodwin. So I encourage all people to turn out for Memorial Day wherever they are in this country on that day. But particularly if you're in Malden, please witness and participate in the events where we try to honor the sacrifice of our veterans. It was often said that America without her soldiers would be like God without his angels. So I ask everyone on Memorial Day to take that time to remember our veterans, our heroes, our angels. Remember them with pride, remember them with love, and remember them with honor. I look forward to seeing you on Memorial Day as the Malden Police Honor Guard proudly marches in the parade. And I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for your support. And the Malden Police Department looks forward to serving you each and every day. Thank you. God bless.